everybody, happy spring and welcome to Fridays with Flora. And Fridays with Flora today will be in our humble garage because it is super windy out today, but it is 60 degrees and you can hear the birds chirping. So I think we are heading into spring in the Midwest, and that means spring garden projects. So today we're going to be working on a really cool water bath made out of cement. It's a small project. It's not a big, messy project like my stepping stones. You might want to check those out. It's a small cement project, and we're going to need a large leaf. Now, because my hostas are still dormant, we have nice big hosta leaves for this. So I got this plant, and there's a perfect size leaf up here that I'm going to use to show you how to do a bird bath using a leaf as a mold. It's really, really cool. So join me today on this blustery, windy day. Hopefully the wind won't have the camera shake too much. Always an adventure in Chicago. All right, I have a pretty good sized leaf, so this will be a bird bath about yay big. So, you know, nothing too huge. Again, hopefully this summer when I get a nice good hosta leaf, I can even make a bigger one for the bigger birds, but this will be a small one. You'll get the idea. What you're looking for is some really nice veining that's going to give you the pattern in the cement, because we're going to be working on this upside down. We have plastic down, and we're going to get some just regular old play sand to give us our mounding shape. So we get our play sand. We have our leaf. And I'm going to put something down here because the wind is cuckoo. So on top of this plastic, I'm going to just start to build out, and this is just normal sand, not play sand, just sand. And I kind of want to build out kind of the form, and just know that actually birds don't like bird baths that deep. So we don't want to go too deep on our mold. So we'll just need to build up here, maybe a little bit more there. That feels pretty good. Now I'm just going to put a little plastic over this. And we're going to put our leaf on top. And we're putting our leaf upside down because what we want is this veining. Before we get to the cement, one thing I want to do, because you want to have everything ready to go because it is quick set, I'm going to put a little Vaseline on the back of our leaf. It's going to allow it to release from the mold. This is a trick I use even in my cement stepping stones. You could also do just non-stick cooking spray like Pam. But you want to be able to pull this off. All right, to the cement. This is acrylic fortifier. And I'm going to use acrylic fortifier in half of the amount of water. Because it's a bird bath, I want it to be a little bit water resistant so that it doesn't crack. It'll just extend the life of my bird bath. Even though I'll probably be bringing it in the winter just to also extend the life of the bird bath. But so out of that 1 part liquid, half of that's going to be fortifier, half of that's going to be water. So hopefully that makes sense. You need a bucket or something that you can easily mix in and not care about. This is a bin I use for my mosaics. If you are interested in mosaics, I have a lot of videos on mosaics. It's sort of my claim to fame, and check those projects out as well if you're really getting in the mood for gardening projects. Okay, so I've got my bin, I've got my Quick Set Cement. You need something to stir it with. An old paint stick will do. All right, to sort of measure, I've been using this cup, but you know, there's a little bit of doing this by eye as well, and what we're looking for is smooth, almost like runny mashed potatoes. I'm going to put the fortifier in. There's a hole in this cup, so I'm totally eyeballing this. Didn't see the hole in the cup, huh? That is so funny. Okay, we've just got a stick here, and we're gonna get mixing. Definitely not seeming like 5 to 1, guys. We're gonna need more liquid. It's way too crumbly. It's not ready mashed potatoes, but it is smooth, almost like cake batter. So I think I'm going to work with this, because you don't want it so runny that it's going to go all over. We need to work with it on our mold. So I am going to go with this. We've got our cement, and we're going to start to build on top of it. So it's starting to really set up. So we're going to do our detail work, smooth things out, make sure things are nice and compressed on our edges, because they tend to get kind of thin when you know, start slapping all this cement down. Make sure you've got a nice seal on your base. Make sure your base is as flat as possible. I'm just using my mixing stick to kind of help flatten that. And now I'm going to fine tune the edge with just a rough knife that I might have in my my garden basket. With my knife. Apologies for sirens. Just going to scallop my edge a little bit. And then using my thumb, I'm smoothing it out a little bit. All right, my edges are done. And really we just need to let this set up. If you want to go around again, which I am, I'm like kind of a perfectionist. But you know, smooth out your edges again that you've scalloped with the knife. It'll just look more finished. I'm just using my fingers and just kind of rubbing the edges, smoothing it out. It's kind of always best to let it sit overnight. But I've not worked with Quick Set before, so we might be in a whole other world of quickness. So let's see where we're at. All right, everybody, it's been about 20 hours. We're gonna turn this over gently. And there we are. And we're going to pull off our leaf. we go. It should come out pretty easy, and then you got these little bits that, you know, have gotten a little too nestled in there, which you can just kind of pick out. Once you have the leaf off, take a look at your edges. If you want a more rustic kind of look to your edge, that's fine. I want to smooth it out a little bit, so I have here a Dollar Tree plastic toilet brush that I use to brush off my mosaics, and I'm going to use this to kind of brush off residue from the cement. This is not cured yet, so the cement is still pretty soft, so you can actually go in with a fine grit sandpaper and smooth your scalloped edge. Do you see how that's starting to look a little bit more finished and refined? See how much nicer that looks? Okay, so at this point you can decide to do two things. One, if you want to keep it kind of raw, with that, you know, rustic cement vibe, you can. It's going to fully cure in 28 days, so about a month, which is why I'm doing this project now, because come April, May, it'll be ready to go. So I'm just gonna store this somewhere, not too cold, not too hot, just so it can cure up for that amount of time. And what that means is the full tensile strength of the cement will be at 100%. So it can handle, you know, being moved around a lot. You can even put something on it if you want. Now, you can also, at this point, paint it. And there is cement paint out there. You have to buy it. I can only find it here in the Midwest by the gallons, and it's just overkill. So after talking to the Home Depot guy, he suggested that we just do an outdoor latex. So this is a really pretty green that I'm going to paint it with just an old-fashioned chip brush. And this is an outdoor paint, and it's got primer with it. And I'm just going to do, let's see what one coat does. It's okay for me. It could look a little rustic because I kind of like that look. If you want it more finished, maybe 2 coats. We'll see what it looks like. And then again, this cures for 28 days, even with the paint. At that point, after 28 days, if you want to give it one final coat of like a sealer, because this is a bird bath, just to protect it and give it some extra strength to be water resistant. We did put a fortifier in the cement, so it should be pretty water resistant. But again, if you want to protect it from some of the elements, hitting it with a coat of sealant wouldn't be a bad idea, but do it after it's cured. And one final note before, and actually I can talk while I paint, duh. I would also recommend that once you've sealed it, following the instructions on the sealer, that you wash down the piece before actually getting it outside for wildlife. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's chemicals in the cement, there's chemicals in the sealant, and it does all these great things for us, but it's not the best for our birds. So I would recommend, and what I will be doing once this is ready to go, is washing it down with some diluted apple cider vinegar and baking soda and giving it a scrub down, letting it dry, and then getting it outside for the birds. So that's what I'll be doing. I recommend doing that. This way you're not hurting our wildlife. All right, there it is. And I kind of hit that bottom edge a little bit too. You're not going to see it once it's in my garden, but maybe you'll see a little bit of the bottom edge. But I wouldn't go crazy. And it's okay for me. I like it a little rustic. I like seeing a little bit of the texture coming through. I like seeing more of the ribbing, so I don't have to hit everything. That's just my thing. Totally up to you. You can pick your own color. You can, you know, you can give it 2 coats if you'd like. It's your call. Or you don't have to paint it at all. I mean, it looked pretty cool unpainted. I think when you don't paint it, you see a lot more of the texture of the leaf. So it's totally up to you. And like, anyway, I'm gonna bring this inside. We're gonna let it dry up, and then we'll take a final look at it. All right, thanks for joining me on Fridays with Flora. Check out our bird bath. It's so awesome. It's awesome, and we played with cement. And look what we made. So amazing, right? So amazing. So thank you for joining me today, Fridays with Flora. Join me next week. I think we're gonna work on a hummingbird feeder using an upcycled bottle, so stay tuned. And if you don't wanna miss out on any of the cool fun, whether it's cooking and crafting or gardening or whatever else is going on around here, please subscribe down below, hit that little button, and you'll make me very, very happy. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and enjoy spring. It's coming, people. It's coming. Bye.